into the online broadcast network, AfterBuzz TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AfterBuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Are we mannequins or what?
I don't know why we're doing that.
I don't know why. But hello, everybody. Welcome to Impastor, the after show on AfterBuzz TV. I am your host, Jennifer Golden. We're going to be talking about Season 1, Episode 7, The Body of Kenny Compels You. And to my left are my amazing co-hosts to help me discuss this episode.
I'm Jake Law Jr. You can follow me on Twitter at BlackHopeLA.
That's right. And you can't follow me on Black Hope LA, but you can follow me at Lauren Leonelli.
Well, you kind of can because James posts a lot of pictures of us.
I do. Actually,
It's all one and the same.
Just find us on all the places.
You'll find each of us.
With our names.
With our names.
Yeah, it's real easy. It's the names, except James that just throws a wrench in everything with whatever that means.
It's so true. Yes.
It is true. You know what else is true? This show is funny.
Yes.
Impastor
Super funny.
gets funnier by the episode.
Yes, I completely agree. This show the dialogue, the situations.
I have to say my favorite part of every episode is when there's the first minute or so of the show runs, it kind of starts to build up to some sort of a thing, and then Buddy's always in some issue, and it always pauses on him in an awkward moment with a real weird face,
Yes.
and then it just goes Impastor across the
I love it. It's genius.
The best part besides the bleeping.
Yes.
Of every episode.
One bleep tonight was allowed.
I hope you guys are ready though for your line of the episode.
Okay.
Do you have your funny line of the episode? If you,
Yes, I do.
you can think about it.
I do.
As we talk.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to remember.
So we open this episode. There's a meeting of sorts
Yes.
between Russell, Dora, Alexa, and Alden. They're talking about things that are coming up with the church.
The Reformation Day.
Reformation Day, Fair Day.
Oh, what does that even mean?
They were reformed. I don't know.
Okay, Martin Luther, I guess. The Lutherans are reforming.
Wait, I'm so confused though. Hold on.
Okay.
Why is his name Martin Luther? That's a weird coincidence.
No, that he came first before Martin Luther King.
I know he did.
Okay, cool. Just clearing that up.
Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
That's an AfterBuzz TV exclusive right there.
Thank you, Jen. I thought they were one and the same.
So does Buddy.
But it's a funny joke.
Right.
No,
Yes.
but I'm that's just a really weird coincidence.
Right.
I would maybe guess that Martin Luther King was named after Martin Luther.
Maybe.
I
don't know this factoid.
I don't know
I'm
either.
not sure either. I'm not sure what
Was
you guys
Martin
think
Luther
either.
King, was MLK Lutheran?
No.
Anybody?
Well, you can let us know. You can let us know. I'm not sure. I'm probably not sure.
Our favorite fans? Tweet
Somebody
us.
Google that
Yes.
or Bing it. Or that doesn't matter anymore.
Do
whatever
a
you
research.
want and let us know.
Please let us know.
Please let us know. So we're talking about the Reformation Fair, which is Dora's jam.
Yes.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and she's all excited about it, and she's giving out these stickers that are circular stickers. What does that mean?
The Lutheran hearts. Is that what
Yes.
they're? The
Or flowers.
Hearts of Luther, or
Was
It's
that-
called the Lutheran Rose.
no, whatever.
Between the three of us, somebody knows one thing.
Yeah, we'll get together.
Why do you always have to be factual, James?
Sorry,
Why can't you just make things up like us?
Like
I'm
me.
an organizer. I can't help it.
I'm
It's in my-
organized
I
too.
know,
It
but
just
it's
sometimes
in my
names,
blood.
just the names and titles of things, I just don't.
Facts.
Or any facts of any sort. Unless I'm in a fight with you, and then I'll remember everything.
Everything.
You say.
Or if you sing the wrong lyric, guess
Yeah.
who knows the right
Oh,
ones?
there you go.
Girl over there.
He's got two thumbs and knows the word to every single song
Oh, I love
ever.
it.
This girl.
Oh, I love it.
The queen of factual lyrics.
But not facts, anything else.
No.
That's fine.
So, okay, so we know that this fair is coming up and it's going to be like a big deal. Russell's also, talking
God.
about
Oh my
the new choir robes and
As
he
he sings
sings.
them.
Does anybody else have a newfound love for Mike Russell
Yes.
after we interviewed him.
Yes.
I love him so much
Yeah.
more now, and he was fantastic in this episode. My favorite.
It was my favorite of him too.
Yeah, he was
but
really
last
good.
week was my favorite until this week. So
Yeah,
it's
right.
really, it's like, oh, it's just my favorites. All of them are, they're like my
my
kids.
favorite.
But
The
yeah, but
singing
now
part was
meeting him, I'm totally like, he's just, I was a fan before.
What
and I'm
did
a
he
bigger fan.
sing? Did you write that
He
down?
was just like, they're going to be classy, not trashy, or something like that. It was like something like that. I was like, that's
so
kind of funny.
cute.
They only did one little line, and now
I
they cut
love
him
him.
off.
He's so great.
Yeah.
I love him so
He
much.
commits to the role. Like, he really commits to it.
Totally does.
Yeah, so he actually is the one who announces to the whole town that Kenny's body comes up in the lake.
Right.
Oh yeah.
So, and he becomes the town crier and makes it known to everybody that will listen.
He's super into like Nancy Drew, and he said that he and his friends were called Nancy Boys or something,
Yes.
but now they're called Drew's
Drew's,
I
something.
forgot that part, but he's like,
Drew's crew.
Yeah,
yeah, because
Drew's
he was like,
crew.
we were Nancy boys, and that didn't work out so well.
Right.
Like, yeah.
So
But he's super into it. He like wants to solve the. It's like a murder mystery party for him right
Yes. And if anybody doesn't know, because they didn't get whatever email he got
Right.
about the news, he will tell them.
now. It's like people are super worried once I tell them everything. He's so cute.
I
I
love
want to
him.
be his friend.
in
I know.
real life and the
IRL.
characters.
Exactly,
Like,
both.
yeah,
Yeah, but I feel like he and the character are similar, and
they're one and the same.
I just really feel like maybe we should stalk him and hang out with him.
Let's
Is
do
that
it.
weird? Too
No,
soon?
I'm
no.
behind you on that. Let's do
I
it.
think we met him one time and we're all friends with him on
Yeah.
Instagram
But
and
He loves
Twitter.
us,
So
and we gave him a prize and we drank wine with him.
Yeah, he's good.
Mike
Bonded.
Kaczynski.
We love
Yeah,
it. Let's
bonded.
hang out. Let's hang out.
Maybe he
Let's do
should
it.
come back a second time because Michael Rosenbaum
Finale.
came back.
Yeah.
Ooh, maybe they'll all come back.
For the finale.
Well, yeah, knowing him, Michael probably will come back.
I'm surprised Michael's not like
He's
here.
right now.
Hello?
Michael, are you?
Michael, can you hear us?
Michael, can you hear
I
me?
knew you were gonna do that. I love it. I knew you were gonna do that. But what's so funny is the opening. What the scene she's talking about in the opening is that, of course, Buddy is having a problem with little Miles, who I love. This little actor. He did
Loved.
such a great job.
Miles caught Buddy doing what now? What now?
Well, I think it was just making out, or was he actually
With his pants down?
with his pants down? But
He caught a picture of his pecker.
That's what
Yeah.
I guess that's what it was. He caught
pecker
yeah.
pick.
But we don't know exactly what mode he was in. But obviously, pants were down.
I think he was boning.
I mean, it's kind of like it's a nice sort of metaphor for this character Buddy is always caught with his pants down.
That's
Oh,
true.
look at you,
Literally,
Leonelli.
I
Wow.
Forget the facts. We got the metaphors.
You
I
did.
mean, really good
That's
at that.
good.
Look
really
at
good
you.
at that.
Okay.
I feel like you like really
I
know what this
Yeah.
this show is about.
I fluff my hair when I'm proud of myself. What?
Yeah, that was good. You caught it. Yeah, girl.
Good for you.
I'm gonna have big hair by the end of the season.
Yeah.
Just keep on fluffing.
That's true. So basically, it becomes this thing between him and Miles, Buddy and Miles, a little side story, which was, I mean, we'll get into that more, but it was just so funny.
Well,
That's the
it's
opening
one
thing.
more time that Buddy's almost caught. So in this episode, we have two things that he's almost caught with:
Yeah, right.
the pecker pick and the murder mystery that's going on.
And we know he's gonna get out of it, but we're like, how is this going to happen?
how.
Yes.
We
That's
must
true.
see it unravel.
I love
Yes.
that Miles is giving him a run for his money because he's like
Yeah.
a little miniature Buddy.
Yeah.
Sure
And
is.
Buddy even admits when, Miles starts to blackmail him, with which we'll get into, he's
Yeah.
like, man, I think we could have been friends.
I know. So funny
They,
that line.
they had like a really serious connection on like
Yes.
conning.
And
Yeah,
that
kinda-
little kid got to say the best lines
Yes.
ever.
He said one of my favorites.
Every
That's good.
single line that came out of that kid's mouth was like a zinger. And
Yes.
that, I mean, that this kid's probably like, I'm assuming a beginning actor. He's like 4. So
11. Actually, I wonder how old he really is.
I
He's
mean,
probably
older
older to
than
play
that.
younger.
Right, yeah,
He's
probably.
probably just a small 16.
That's how I would say that too.
I thought
maybe.
about that. I don't think so.
No, I don't.
You think he's true to age?
He might be like 14.
I say like 13 tops.
Okay.
Fine. 11.
Bar mitzvah
Sold.
age.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all 13, 11, 12, sold.
Yeah.
Good job, auctioneer.
Yes.
But yeah, so Dora's like, well, we have this Miles. He takes beautiful bird pictures, and then we find out that he's got a picture of Buddy's pecker, and Buddy is like, dude, I gotta talk to you. Pulls him aside, and this is where the blackmailing starts.
Yes.
He wants to touch. He's this 11 years on Earth, and he has not felt up anybody, and he wants to touch boobs, and Dora is the target. He wants
That's right.
Dora.
He loves the Winston
Twins.
twins.
The Winston
I
twins.
love that.
And he says that she's rare and beautiful, like a
Warbling.
like a warbler, yellow bearded warbler or
Beard? Is it
something.
beard?
Yeah, like a
Winged.
yellow
Is it bearded or
something.
Well,
golden.
it's a bird, and he likes taking pictures of birds, so he refers to her as a beautiful bird.
Has a rare bird.
And we love that because Dora, she's had a rough bout this season.
And he was like, he's like, Buddy's like, don't you want to feel up some other girls in your class? And he's like, those pigeons?
I know, I love it.
Of course, another bird reference.
Bird
So-
reference. I love it.
so
I love
cute.
the run through. I love it.
Yes, well
cute.
written.
So
Yeah,
now
very
Buddy's like, okay, I have to try and figure out how to get Dora. How am I going to make this happen? And also, he's got Alexa on her. That's her name, right?
Yep.
You got it, girl.
Yes.
You did it. You did it.
He's got her on his tail, like going, what's going on with Kenny? Are you sure he's
Right.
not coming back? And then, of course, in comes Russell with the news.
And he has to explain to her. And here's the part that got me also because I'm like, you said it out loud. Why didn't you weigh him down? The body.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Because he's not a professional
Well,
murderer.
but it had to happen this way so that we could see him struggle, so that we could see him
But
win.
But they said it out loud. He's like, well, why didn't you just,
Right. Why didn't you just weigh it down?
Because there are other things where he's like uncannily smart,
Yeah,
where he's
maybe.
like, ooh, if I frame this to make it look like a suicide, then I'll get
I think
Alden in the room and make him feel like the murder
Yeah.
phone that he bought, like,
Right.
and then he doesn't think to put
he's
bricks in the
better at fixing than he is in the moment.
Okay.
Which is why
I know people like that.
Right.
Okay.
Like they always
too.
are
Me too.
on the verge of getting caught because they don't think it through.
Yeah.
But then they have to fix it.
I think it's just
they're
like
better
you
at
act
that.
in the moment and you're not thinking about how this is affecting anybody
Which is
else.
like a character flaw. We all have our flaw.
Yeah, that's true.
So this is his flaw,
yeah.
right? In like
He's really
literature,
good at
didn't we
fixing
learn that?
things.
That
People are really good at fixing things.
Right.
Well, he's good at talking himself out of stuff. That is a skill. Talking out of
true.
something.
Oh,
is a
yeah.
skill.
Oh, yeah.
So you're
Master
right.
manipulator.
So maybe the actual
Yikes.
act of hiding something is harder than when you talk yourself out of something.
Yeah, I mean anyone can just go kill someone, but you have to kill them well.
Do it right, people.
Weigh them down
If you
in the
can't
water.
do it right, then don't do it at
takes
all.
strategy.
Yes.
Hello.
Finish it.
Hello.
Don't just kill and then walk away.
Well, and he actually didn't kill him. So
No.
he's telling Alexa that Kenny went back to wherever he came from and that he's not
Boston.
there,
Yes.
not their problem anymore. The parole officer's
Yeah.
dealing with him. He's like returned to his normal life and they don't have to worry anymore.
Right.
He said that so she obviously wouldn't freak out that he was lurking
Yes.
or know that he was dead.
Right.
So, but turns out he's dead.
He's dead. So he has to kind of confess everything to her.
yeah.
It's like, uh-oh. So
And
they
he-
both realize they're going to have a problem.
Yeah.
It's really
And they got to figure this out.
So he was right. Stay quiet. It's like, just stay quiet.
Right.
yeah.
And I like that they're in it together.
Yes.
Yeah.
Me too.
But not in a sexual way.
No,
like
not
that
at all.
they're kind of like each other's friend because they're both the odd man out.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't
But
yet
they both
know
have
that
something to lose. It's not
Right.
like she's just like, oh my god. I mean, if they find out she's connected to him, a lot of stuff will come out about her. So it's like he doesn't want to be exposed, and either does she for their
Right.
own reasons.
Exactly.
So they're both
Exactly.
equally wanting to make this work. They're leaving it at bay until it becomes a problem, which we know it will. Meanwhile, this Reformation fair is brewing, and Buddy has got to act like he has no worries and that he's ready to
Right.
be Martin Luther, and he
Martin Luther.
the day
this.
comes and Dora's all ready with her stickers, and Buddy has no idea how to be Martin Luther.
No, because he thinks it's
Martin Luther King.
Right.
Which was actually very funny.
It was
Oh, first he thought it was Santa.
Right. He
Yeah, it was
came in
Santa.
as Santa. Ho ho! Happy Merry Reformation Fair.
Like, okay, sounds like Santa. And he's all, I have a dream. Okay, wait a minute. So yeah, that was fun.
It was actually really
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah, that was very
so.
funny.
This obviously is the opportunity where he can finally get the kid to touch the
I
boobs,
love
and he's
it.
trying to figure it out. Before this even happens, he suggests that there's like a boob touching fair because Martin Luther had a little
This is a
young
story.
friend
It's
or
like
something.
a young boy, 11-year-old boy. He had, I think I wrote down something really.
He was a masseuse.
Oh yes,
To help, like-
amateur masseuse.
Amateur masseuse. They're like, okay.
And they're like,
Help
we
suit
don't
the
know
women.
that. He's like, what? I'm just trying to be historically
Right.
factual.
Accurate, yeah.
And then also he tries to figure out how to get this little Miles to sort of back off when he gets the hooker friend.
Oh, that
So
scene,
right,
hilarious.
right. He brings back Ashley.
We
Yeah.
love Ashley.
We love-
Lindsay Gort.
And he is like, listen, here, I figured this out. Go ahead. And he's like, if I wanted fake boobs,
I would touch my mom's.
Oh, that's
And of course, Ashley's like, what? You don't want to touch my boobs? This, she thought like this would be an easy sell, and it's a little kid, so like, hello. And she's like, if I wanted attitude or to feel bad about myself, I'd call my mom.
Great line.
So good.
And then their exchange on what constitutes what he wants between Buddy and Miles. Genius
the negotiation
writing. The negotiation
was so fabulous. Did anybody write it down?
I couldn't. It was happening so
fast.
fast.
It was like,
it's like side boob over sweater. I don't mean, he's like
over the clothes, 2 layers, side boob, 1 hand, and he was like 2 hands, 1 layer. Whatever, and then finally they came down to whatever they had.
Wait, and he also said at some point like hand on nip contact.
He said palm to nip. Palm to nip. Love it.
I mean, that little boy got to say the best things ever.
The best things ever.
And also, speaking of the hooker, Alden is trying to get, or Alden,
right.
or however
So we're gonna get there.
Yeah.
So, but to wrap up the whole Miles Buddy controversy, the kid like finally settles on like a silk blend top, and 2 hands over the silk blend top.
Yes.
So Buddy's figuring it out, and he sees that kids are putting like pin the something on the wall,
like
whatever
the
that.
On the,
it was weird. It was a
was
religious reference that none of us got.
Yeah, something Lutheran. I grew up Catholic, so I don't.
Yeah, I didn't know, but it looked like a great idea. And actually, in my head, I was thinking about those stickers the whole time, and I was like, all he has to do is take 2 and put them on her boobs. And she's so cute and understanding. Dora would be like, "Oh, thanks, small child, for your love and support." But so basically, that is what happens. Buddy sees this opportunity, and he sets it up to like go happen. Where
that music was so funny too.
Yeah,
the suspense music.
And of course, Russell runs through and gets stabbed on the way. And
he's like, I knew too much.
That he thought because he knows so much about this murder that he would get a.
I love the scene where he was telling all the little kids, and they found a dead body in the lake, and the murderer's loose and could kill any of us at any moment. And they're like, what?
At the apple dunking section, it was so funny.
It was hysterical. I loved his hysteria the whole way through.
Yeah.
So anyway, the kid ends up taking the 2 flower heart stickers, the Lutheran roses, popping them on her boobs, grabbing her boobs, and his work is done.
And he's satisfied.
Can I tell you now that we're talking about this what my favorite line was?
Yes.
Okay, when he walks by and he's taunting Buddy and he goes, "TikTok, Martin Loser."
Yeah. Martin Loser. That was a good one.
That was cute.
Yes.
I think mine, like, palm to nip was my favorite.
It was so funny.
Wait, the real shot of Pecker was mine from earlier.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that one. Yes,
So there we go. All of them had to do with the kid.
Oh my God, he was a bomb.
He could, because it was so funny because it was genius that he was so little and saying those things.
Right. And he was giving Buddy a run for his money, and he was deadpan about the whole thing.
For sure.
Oh, completely.
Yeah. So
the actor was whoever the actor was, he's so good.
I would love for him to call us. I want to know how he kept like a straight face during all that.
And how his mom was like, yeah, it's fine, let him say nip.
Let him say that. Let him say palm to nip.
And Pecker
I wouldn't have cared.
And Pecker pick.
I wouldn't have either. I'd have been like, this is a great role.
I would have been like, you're effing saying these lines and you're doing it right, little kid.
Let's practice your comedic timing, small child. Make mommy proud.
Pay for college.
So, as you brought up, there's a whole storyline with Alden that has been going through every episode.
Yes, it has.
He keeps going back to the coffee place where he had originally seen Ashley. Last episode he thought he saw a different blonde girl and like sort of said something weird to her.
Yes.
And then he's like, I'm not a perv.
And he left a note and she left her phone number. And he probably thought, she was obviously like, oh, this person wants to, be a client, if you will. And he is obviously just reaching out to her because he's like in love with her or whatever. But he decides that Dora decides to give him the idea to get a murder phone.
A burner phone.
Or burner phone. I thought she called it a murder phone. I'm like, that's so weird.
I saw a call them booty call phones.
Well, no, actually, it was Russell because they were talking about.
He called it that. That's why I got confused.
It was the phone to track the murder, and that he could, have this burner phone to do whatever.
You buy them at Walmart for like $10 or whatever.
So he gets this burner phone from the store, and the funny thing is that he's usually the one catching Buddy doing these inopportune things at inopportune times. Yes. But he actually got caught by Dora in the moment, who was like, "Why are you getting a new phone? I need that number for the church list." And he said, "No, it's a direct line."
She's like, "Oh, so you can deal with your affairs?" He's like, "What affairs? No affairs. I don't know what you're talking about. No affairs are happening." He was all nervous.
Yeah.
So
don't do bad things, people, because you get caught.
Well, so he is, obviously feeling very guilty about having feelings and attractions to somebody other than Hilva, who we could all understand why you would have attractions to somebody else besides her.
She doesn't like fun, so yeah.
No.
And so it all comes down to this end little game of like all of these stories converge into one.
Right, exactly.
Yes,
so
that's true. Yes.
Alden is trying to reach Ashley, so he calls her with the burner phone. That never ends up panning out because every time he tries to call, he gets caught by somebody, Russell, Dora, the whole thing.
Exactly.
So then we find out Alden wants Buddy to talk to the police and say, I was there at the time of the murder, and tell them whatever he knows. Because, of course, Alden is like such a freaking man of that guy.
Yeah.
But so...
Or is he?
Well, and Buddy's all worried because he's like, well, crap, I have to go talk to the police now, and what am I going to say? Because that's obviously going to be a hard situation to figure out. But when he hears from Dora that Alden has a burner phone, which is clearly up to no good, he realizes, okay, well, now I'm going to...
Here's my way out.
Yeah, here's my way out. And so... James, what transpires?
So they come up with a plan, which was kind of cute. Again, them working together, Alexa and them working together. And like I said, it brought several stories in good use.
Yeah.
It was kind of funny.
And it all made a lot of sense,
It did,
too.
actually. So I didn't realize he kept the gun until that point.
Right.
So he goes to like a fake Bible with a false, inside, and he has the gun next to the holy water. So I kind of like that place between the holy waters. And he decides, because he had it wrapped up where he had only his fingerprints on it. Mm-hmm. So he calls Alden in. Alden comes in. He's like, have a seat. Let's just talk. And Buddy finds a way to turn it around so that he thinks he could be a person of interest.
Right.
If
smart.
Alden goes to the police, there's going to be all of these things that are going to make... I mean, you have that burner phone. You actually didn't catch a fish. You were just out on the lake. There's actually no alibi.
No alibi. No one saw you. Nothing.
And then enter Alexa.
I smoked weed with him the night before.
Great story that she came up with. Well, they came up with it.
He's like, weed is marijuana. That's why he he doesn't know what
I
it is.
love that Alden was telling Buddy that, and Buddy's like,
oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they all come up with this plan she kind of plays into it.
and she says it was a suicide.
And well, they make Alden say it. And
Right.
They all say, you know
They
what?
lead the witness.
It's best,
yes, they do.
It's best if we don't go into the police and tell anything that we might be embarrassed about, when really this was just a suicide. They fish the gun out of the water, and then, of course, Russell breaks the news to the entire town that it was a suicide. We can all rest now, everyone. And we see our friend...
Matthew Kevin Anderson returns.
Yes.
The detectives will be back because of
something
the teeth.
is fishy.
Something is
One
fishy.
of you guys predicted that, actually, a while back.
Could it have been me?
Well, it could have been either of you. I can't remember.
Definitely wasn't me, because I
you?
did not put that.
Okay.
I didn't.
Maybe it
Well,
was you.
should we talk about predictions real quick?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
AfterBuzz TV predictions.
I mean, it's different every time.
I was going to say,
I
what?
love it. I love
And the
it.
lights didn't flicker? I'm not used to that.
I don't know.
It's not creepy. I don't have anything to say now.
But I think one of you guys did predict that they were going to be back because there's just some things unanswered. So tonight, my prediction is they were going to finally go to Ladner. Well, I'm thinking of Gilda. Ladner.
Oh, you.
Oh,
Like
thank
it.
you. So they're going to come to Ladner because, I mean, this whole thing of this, he's not Jonathan Barlow. That's the whole thing. He's
No.
not.
Sorry, anybody with Google Image can figure that out.
That's why this is so, and it's gonna come out in the next episode that these people who are like, we knew Jonathan,
Yes.
and they want to see Buddy. How is he gonna get out of that? I mean,
We'll have to watch.
We will
I
soon
don't even
find
know if I
out.
have a prediction about that. I feel like he's gonna get out of it.
Yeah,
Is my
me too.
prediction. I
He
don't
will.
know how, but
Yeah,
he's
he will.
gonna.
He
And
will.
Ashley's back.
And Ashley's back. Yes, we're glad she's back. So she's going to do something with Alden. They're going to finally
Have a park date.
Well, my prediction is going to happen is they're not going to have sex.
I agree.
It won't go that far.
I think Alden's going to chicken out.
Yes, I won't go that far.
Yeah, no, for sure. He's definitely not.
But
I
they'll kinda
agree.
become
I'm jumping
friends.
on your prediction.
That's
Not
fine.
at all.
Yeah, not at all.
Not at all.
But they might become friends of some sort.
Yes.
I do think, though, I will predict that because Ashley is friends with Buddy and Alden's getting in with Buddy's going to be able to use that against Alden.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah, he
yes,
will.
for sure.
Yes.
I originally thought that's what he was going to do tonight.
Me too.
Because I thought he was going to say, well, you are obviously going to cheat on your wife, and that's a transgression, and the whole thing, and maybe your judgment is off, and maybe you didn't see I don't know what he was going to say, because he didn't say it, but I thought
But all
maybe.
potential lines that could have come out of Buddy's
Totally,
mouth.
because now we're getting to understand how this man's mind
Yes,
works.
that's true. That's
Crazy,
true.
but
That
it's
is true.
amazing.
Yes.
We're obviously learning a lot about lies, manipulation, and how to get out of situations in the show.
Yes.
Thank you, Impastor. Can we have some news and gossip, Lauren Lee and
We
Ellie?
have some news and
Ellie.
gossip. It's very little, but I'll give it to you.
AfterBuzz TV News.
So there's not a lot happening with Impastor right now. We're in like the middle-ish of the season. We don't really know anything about season 2 yet, except that we love the show and that, it's getting some pretty good reviews. So that's positive.
Yes.
But just a little side thing, just for you people who are interested in the actors on the show. I did not know this, but Sarah Rue's real name is Sarah Schlackman.
Wow.
I could see why maybe you might want to change that to Rue.
She had red hair, so that makes sense.
I mean...
Yeah, that's a serious Jewish last name. Like, I thought Golden was like, it screamed
Schlackman.
of the tribe, but Schlackman.
It sounds like a Yiddish term. Like, oh, you Schlackman. Like, I don't know, doesn't it? Right?
Yeah.
I gotta Schlackman this stuff all the way up the stairs.
Yeah, it's like schlep. Or it sounds like shellac, like you're going to go do an art project or something.
Yeah.
I'm going to go shellackman that.
Anyway, so her name is Sarah Rue now. I don't know where that came from, but I will say that she carried it on to her daughter because her daughter's name is Tallulah Rue Price. So it maybe was a family name and not just picked like from some agent that was like, honey, you look like a Rue. I don't know. So that was my East Coast agent
Okay.
going. Yeah. So anyway, Sarah Schlackman, you can Wikipedia that, but now she's Sarah Rue, and it's a cute. She's cute no matter what.
She's so cute. She is adorable.
I've loved her for years.
Yeah.
So.
Love her.
Yeah.
Well, this was a great episode, a great after show. You guys are my faves.
Yes.
You too.
Thank you.
Girls.
Same Z's.
I'll follow you anywhere.
Oh, well, thank you. Speaking of follow, where can we follow you, Lauren
You can follow
Leonelli?
me at Lauren Leonelli on Twitter, Facebook, Vine, Instagram, and my website.
James Lott Jr.
Black Up LA on Twitter, James Lott Jr. on Facebook, organizeruniverse.com.
And you can follow me everywhere at Jennifer Golden. And we will see you guys next week for more.
See you later.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.